At 106 years old, I still kneel on the floor beside my bed to pray. The doctors said I would be dead before I turned 80. They looked at my chart and shook their heads. They said my heart was finished. They said the stubborn fat around my belly was poisoning my blood. They said my stem cells were old and tired. They said I had months, not years. That was 24 years ago. My name is Arthur. I was born in a small farmhouse in 1919. In the same year, my uncle lost his brother to the flu. I am the oldest man anyone in my family has ever known. I have buried 2 wives, 3 siblings, and more friends than I can count. I raised 6 children on my own after my second wife went to sleep one night and never woke up. I thought I knew what tired felt like. I thought I had seen the worst the world could give me. Then I turned 82 and the world showed me something worse. It started with a pain in my chest one Sunday morning. I was making pancakes for my grandson. My hands were shaking a little, but I thought it was just the cold. I dropped the spatula. I sat down on the kitchen floor and I could not get back up. My grandson found me there. He was only 7 years old. He ran to the neighbor for help. That is how I ended up in the hospital. The young doctor with the gentle eyes told me what was wrong. He used a lot of words I did not understand. Sarcopenia was one of them. That means your muscles waste away. He said my muscles were wasting. He said my heart was weak. He said the fat around my middle was not just fat. It was making my blood sick. It was making my blood sugar climb higher and higher. He said if I did not change, my body would slowly shut itself down. Then he said the words I will never forget. He said, "Arthur, we can slow this down, but we cannot stop it. You should talk to your family." Talk to my family. I knew what that meant. It meant prepare. It meant goodbye. It meant I should let them know I was leaving because I was leaving. I went home from that hospital a different man. If you have ever been told your body is giving up on you, leave me one word in the comments that describes how it feels. Just one word. I read everyone. Your words are the reason I keep telling this story. For 3 months after the hospital, I did almost nothing. I sat in my chair by the kitchen window. I watched the birds at the feeder. I watched the seasons change. I drank my tea. I cried more than I prayed. My children came to visit and they would not look me in the eye. They were trying not to cry. I could tell. I could feel the goodbye hiding behind their smiles. I was not really living. I was just waiting. I remember one night in October I could not sleep. I got up and walked to the kitchen in the dark. I opened the refrigerator and looked at the leftover chicken, the milk, and the half a loaf of bread. Nothing looked good. Nothing tasted good. My appetite had gone somewhere far away. My clothes hung off my shoulders. My wrists looked like little bird bones. I sat at the kitchen table in the dark, and I asked God a quiet question. I said, "Lord, if you want to take me home, I am ready. But if there is one more thing I am supposed to do here, please show me. Please show me soon, because I do not have much left." The next morning, something unexpected happened. My neighbor, a quiet man named Roy, who was 89 himself, came over with a small bowl in his hands. He had soft white hair, kind eyes, and a back that was bent a little from years of working. He sat down at my table without asking. He looked at me for a long time. Then he said, "Arthur, I heard about the doctors. I want to tell you something. Please just listen." Roy told me his own story. He said he had been near death 11 years earlier. His heart was tired, his belly fat was too much, his bones were cracking. He had tried everything the doctors gave him. Then a friend, an old farmer named Walter, who was 101 at the time, told him to eat one simple food every single day. He said he had eaten that food his whole life. He said it kept him moving. He said it helped his body make new parts inside. The food was eggs, not a fancy mix, not a shot, not a powder, just eggs. Roy told me Walter ate 3 soft-boiled eggs every morning before he did anything else. He was still walking, still gardening, still laughing. He told me he started doing the same. He said within 6 months, his blood sugar came down. Within a year, the doctors could not believe what they saw. Then he said the part I will never forget. He said, "Arthur, eggs are a complete little package. They have the building blocks your body needs to repair itself. They have protein for muscle. They have fats that feed your brain and your heart. They have choline for memory. They have vitamins to make new blood. And for stubborn belly fat, your body actually uses the good fats in eggs to burn the bad fat you are carrying. The fat does not disappear from nothing. It disappears because your body finally has what it needs to do its job. I listened to every word. I did not interrupt. When he finished, I sat quiet for a long time. Then I said, "Roy, will you sit with me tomorrow morning and show me how to boil an egg?" He smiled. He said, "Of course I will, old friend." If this story meant something to you, consider subscribing so more seniors can hear it. Most people do not believe a body can come back from what mine came back from. We need to change that. We need to share what is true. The next morning, Roy came at sunrise. He brought a small pot, 6 fresh eggs from his son's chickens, and a piece of bread. We put the water on the stove. We watched it boil. We counted to 7 minutes together, out loud, like children. When the eggs were ready, we peeled them carefully. We sat at my kitchen table, the same table I had cried at the night before, and we ate 2 eggs each with a little salt and a little butter. I did not feel anything right away. There was no lightning. There was no miracle in the first bite. I just felt a small warmth in my stomach, and I felt a little less alone. That was the beginning. I want to explain what was happening inside me in simple words, the way Roy explained it to me. You see, when we get older, our bodies slow down. They do not make new parts as fast as they used to. The muscle we lose, the doctors call sarcopenia. It just means your muscles shrink because your body is not rebuilding them. Your stem cells are tiny little repair workers inside you. They are the workers that fix damage. They patch old muscles. They build new blood. They keep your skin soft. As we age, those workers get tired. They get fewer. They do not show up to the job as often. Stubborn belly fat makes everything worse. The fat around your middle is not lazy fat. It is active fat. It pours out stuff that causes swelling inside your body. Doctors call that inflammation. It is like a quiet fire inside you, burning slowly, year after year. The fire slows down your repair workers. It confuses your body, it makes you feel tired all the time, it makes your blood sugar climb. So what does an egg do? An egg gives your repair workers the food they need to come back to work. The protein in an egg breaks down into little pieces called amino acids. Those pieces travel through your blood to every part of you. Your muscles drink them in. Your repair workers use them like bricks to rebuild what is collapsing. The healthy fats in an egg, the kind your great-grandparents ate every day, give your body the right kind of fuel. Your body burns that clean fuel for energy. And when it has clean fuel, it stops holding on to the stubborn fat around your middle. It is not magic. It is just giving your body what it has been missing. I ate 2 soft-boiled eggs every morning for the next year. I did not count calories. I did not weigh my food. I did not join a gym I could not afford. I just kept doing what Roy did. Every morning before the sun was fully up, I boiled 2 eggs in my small pot. I sat at the table. I thanked God for the small thing in front of me. I ate slowly. I tasted every bite. After 2 weeks, something small changed. I was not yawning all day. I could sit through the morning news without falling asleep. After 1 month, I could walk to the mailbox at the end of my long driveway without needing to rest. After 2 months, I could walk around the block. After 3 months, I could walk to the little park at the end of my street. The change was so slow that nobody noticed but me. But I noticed. Share this with someone you love who needs to hear that healing is still possible at any age. I do not care if they are 80 or 30. The body always wants to come back. It just needs the right building blocks. By the 6th month, my clothes fit differently. The waistband of my old trousers stopped digging into my side. I did not weigh myself because I did not own a scale. I just felt lighter on my feet. My son came for a visit and gasped at the door. He said, "Father, your face has color again." He said my eyes looked alive. He said I looked like the Arthur from before the hospital. By the 9th month, I was cooking again. I was making the pancakes for my grandson again, but this time my hands did not shake. By the 12th month, I went back to see my young doctor. The same gentle eyes, the same quiet voice. He ran his tests. He came back into the room and sat down slowly. He looked at his papers. Then he looked at me. He said, "Arthur, your blood sugar is almost normal. Your blood pressure is better. Your blood markers for swelling are way down. Whatever you are doing, please keep doing it." He paused, then he said, "I do not see this in my older patients. Almost never. You are unusual." I did not tell him about the eggs that day. I just smiled and said, "Thank you, doctor. I will keep doing what I am doing." I thought about it on the ride home. I thought about old Walter, the farmer who was 101. I thought about Roy, 89 years old, sitting at my kitchen table teaching me how to boil an egg. I thought about my grandson who was 7 when he found me on the floor. He is 31 now. He still calls me every Sunday. Something inside me felt very still and very sure. You might be wondering why eggs. There are other foods that are good for you. There are many. But there is something about an egg that makes it special. It is small, it is whole, and it has been eaten by humans for thousands of years. Every traditional family I knew when I was young ate eggs almost every day. My mother boiled them for breakfast. My grandfather kept chickens in the yard. My great-uncle carried them in his coat pocket when he worked in the fields. Watch my story about the one food that brought down my blood sugar next. It continues this journey. You will see what changed in my kitchen once I added a second small thing to my mornings. The story is not finished. I want to talk about stem cells the way Roy explained them to me. Think of your body like a small village. Inside the village there are workers. Some workers build houses. Some workers fix roads. Some workers clean up the messes. Your stem cells are the special workers who can do any of those jobs. When you cut your skin and it heals, that is your stem cells at work. When your blood makes new red cells every day, that is your stem cells at work. When your hair grows, that is your stem cells at work. As the village gets older, the workers get tired. There are fewer of them. They sleep longer. They do not answer the bell as fast. What wakes them up? Food that has the building blocks. Protein, healthy fats, vitamins from real food. Not pills, not powders, not strange juices from faraway places. Simple food from the kitchen. Food that grew up in the yard or came from a nearby farm. That is what the old people knew. That is what they passed down. When I started eating eggs every morning, I did not know any of those fancy words. I just knew I felt a little stronger each day. I knew my hands stopped shaking. I knew my belly got softer around the edges. I knew I could walk farther without getting winded. I am not a doctor. I'm just an old man who paid attention to his own body for 24 years. By the time I turned 85, I had energy I had not felt in 15 years. I started gardening again. I planted tomatoes in the same spot my late wife had plowed every spring. I made jars of jam for my grandchildren. I drove my little old truck to church on Sundays. The children in my neighborhood started calling me Mr. Arthur, and they would wave from their bicycles. By the time I turned 90, my doctor did not recognize me on paper. He called me his quiet miracle. He said most of his patients like me had passed away many years earlier. He asked me to share my story with other seniors in his office. I said I would be glad to. I sat in a circle with a group of older men and women. I told them about the eggs. I told them about Roy. I told them about Walter, the 101-year-old farmer. Some of them laughed, some of them cried, a few of them tried it for themselves. I heard back from one woman. She was 78, and she said her blood sugar came down within 4 months. I do not tell you this to boast. I tell you this so you will believe what your body already knows. The body wants to heal. Even at 80, even at 90, even at 100. It wants to heal as long as you give it the right building blocks. A like from you costs nothing and tells YouTube this story deserves to reach the next senior who needs it. Many older people sitting alone at their kitchen tables right now could use a story like this one. Your small action helps a stranger hear what I wish someone had told me 50 years earlier. I am not going to stand here at 106 and pretend eggs did everything. They did not. They were the spark. They were the seed. But the seed grew into a small grove of habits I built around that one morning moment. I started sleeping earlier. I went to bed at 8 o'clock most nights. I let my body rest deeply. I started drinking water in the morning before my eggs. Just a glass of warm water, nothing fancy. I started walking 10 minutes a day, then 20, then 30. By my 95th birthday, I was walking 40 minutes in the cool of the early morning. I started spending time with people younger than me. My great-grandchildren, my church friends, the young fathers on my street who drop off their sons for me to teach about gardening. I did not overthink any of it. I just listened to my body and did the next small thing. The stubborn fat around my belly did not melt away in a week. It melted away over years. Quietly. The way snow melts off a roof in early spring. You wake up one morning and you see it is gone. You did not see the moment it happened. Your body just kept working, day after day, until the job was finished. If you have ever felt your body slowing down, leave me one word in the comments that describes how it feels. I have said this before and I will keep saying it. Your words are proof I am not alone. There is one thing I want to be very honest about. There were mornings I did not want to get up. There were mornings the eggs looked plain to me. There were mornings I felt like quitting. The cold weather made my bones ache. The loneliness made my heart heavy. The noise inside my head told me I was finished. On those mornings I boiled the egg anyway. That is the whole secret, if I can call it that. You do it again the next morning. And the next. Until one morning you realize your hands have stopped shaking. Until one morning you realize you walked around the block without thinking. Until one morning you realize your granddaughter is asking you to bake her birthday cake. And your body is saying, yes, I can. I can still do this. Healing is rarely a lightning bolt. It is mostly a quiet little fire that you tend every morning. I'm going to be honest with you about one more thing. Some nights I still worry. I still wonder if tomorrow my body will give up. There are mornings I wake up stiff, and my knees pop like a bag of popcorn. There are days when my memory slips and I cannot find the name of a neighbor I have known for 20 years. I am 106. I am not a fool. But here is the strange part. The days I feel the worst, I still get up. I boil my 2 eggs. I sit at my kitchen table. I pray my quiet prayer. I thank God for the small thing in front of me. And every single time, by the end of that morning, I feel a little more like myself again. There is a great truth in that, and I think it applies to anyone watching. If you do the smallest good thing for your body every morning, eventually your body starts doing good things back. Tell me in the comments what one habit changed your health after 60, and I will read every one. I have answered hundreds of comments in my 99 YouTube videos. Your words are my morning reading. Let me tell you about my great-grandchildren, because that is who I tell this story to now. I have 7 great-grandchildren. The oldest is 19. The youngest is 4. Every summer when they come to visit, I sit them on my porch and I tell them the story of the egg. I tell them about Roy. I tell them about Walter. I tell them about my grandson who found me on the kitchen floor. I want them to know that the body is not the enemy. I want them to know that getting older is not the same as giving up. I want them to know that a small, simple thing done every day is stronger than a big, fancy thing done once. I want them to know that food from a kitchen is better than food from a bottle. I tell them that if they learn anything from old Arthur, let it be this. Treat your body like you would treat a tired old friend. Bring it a warm drink. Bring it a small, simple meal. Bring it rest. Bring it a walk in the sun. Bring it laughter. Bring it prayer. Do not demand too much from it. Just give it what it needs. The friend will keep getting up for you. That is what changed everything for me. I think about the young doctor with the gentle eyes. I think about him telling me to talk to my family. I think about my children trying not to cry. I think about the dark night in October when I asked God to show me the next thing. And I think about Roy, walking across his yard at sunrise with 6 eggs in a bowl. I wish someone had told me this 50 years earlier. I wish every senior sitting alone right now could hear it tonight. That is why I keep telling the story. I boiled 2 eggs this morning. I will boil 2 eggs tomorrow morning. The little soft white oval in its small pot is my quiet ritual. 2 eggs, a pinch of salt, a small prayer. The kitchen window open, the morning light coming in, the steam drifting up. I hope if you watched all the way to the end of this story, you will do something very small tonight or tomorrow morning. Boil 2 eggs. Sit down at your table. Eat them slowly. Thank God for the small thing in front of you. Then walk to the end of your driveway and walk back. That is all. That is the whole simple beginning. Your body is listening. It has been listening your whole life. It just needs you to give it the right building blocks one morning at a time. I am Arthur. I am 106 years old. My stem cells are still working. My stubborn fat melted away 20 years ago. I still get down on my knees beside my bed every morning, and I pray my quiet prayer. I pray for the children in the neighborhood who wave at me from their bicycles. I pray for the older men and women whose doctors told them to talk to their families. I pray for you, sitting alone at your kitchen table tonight, wondering if it is too late. It is not too late. Come sit at my table. Let me boil you 2 eggs. Let me tell you about my friend Roy. Let me tell you about old Walter, the 101-year-old farmer, who ate 3 every morning until the day he went to sleep and never woke up at 109. The eggs never failed him. They have not failed me yet. Pass it on when I am gone. Pass it on to the next tired person sitting at the next kitchen table. Pass it on to the next grandchild who finds their grandfather on the floor. Pass it on to the next old farmer whose back is bent but whose hands still want to work. Pass it on to the next 7-year-old boy who runs to the neighbor for help. Boil 2 eggs. Sit down. Eat slowly. Pray your quiet prayer. Watch what happens next. I will see you in the next story. I love you. Good night. Good.